Hey everybody, Theresa Greenfield here, and I am really delighted to have an opportunity to introduce myself and talk to you today, the residents of the Deerfield retirement community. Thank you. I am looking forward to telling you a little bit about me, why I'm in this race, and of course, what I think some of the key issues are that Iowans are talking to me about as I crisscross this state. I'm a businesswoman. I have been running small businesses from bean walking crews on the farm to working my way up to being the president of a locally owned family commercial real estate company here. I am a mother of four, a military mom at that, and an empty nester mom, no grandkids, but I love being an empty nester with my husband, Steve. I am also a feisty farm girl. I grew up on a little farm outside of a town of 500, and I loved growing up on the farm. You know, it's where I learned to make things and fix things and really look back at the day with a lot of pride. And of course, my dad always said, there's no boy jobs and there's no girl jobs. There's just jobs that need to get done. And he was right. He was right on the farm. He was right about it with our hometowns, and I don't think it's any different in Washington, D.C. There's some jobs we have to get done. Now, when I graduated from high school, it was the start of the farm crisis. Interest rates were 21%. Farm families like mine were in ruin. I went to auctions where the contents of families' homes are put out in cardboard boxes, out on the hay racks, auctioned off for $1 or $2, and those families left our communities. My parents, they had to sell their crop dusting business. They had to sell their hogs. They never farmed again, and all 5 of us kids left the rural area because there was no work and we couldn't farm. Today, between haphazard trade, reckless tariffs, ethanol waivers, net farm income is down 75% since 2013. Bankruptcy rates are at an 8-year high, and I'll tell you what, farm families shouldn't have to suffer when we can make different and better decisions in Washington. And of course, when farm families are struggling, Main Street's struggling, manufacturers are struggling, and jobs have been lost across this state. Now, I really got in this race for a personal reason, and for me, that is Social Security, I have to tell you. I was widowed at the age of 24. My first husband, Rod, was a lineman for the power company. He was an IBEW union member, so we are certainly a union family, which meant, of course, he was making great wages. We had wonderful benefits. We were saving for a dignified retirement. We were on our way to our American dream. And all that changed on a beautiful June day when the priest knocked at my door. He told me Rod had died in a workplace accident, and I became a single mom with a 13-month-old and another one on the way. And I had no way to pay the rent. And I will tell you, it was Social Security and his union benefits that kept the boys and I out of poverty. They gave us a second chance, a way to pay the rent, a way to buy groceries, the opportunity to go back to school and get some skills and rebuild a career as a single mom. Senator Joni Ernst, she talks about privatizing Social Security, about going behind closed doors to gut it. And I said, no way. I got in this fight for this U.S. Senate seat, and I am going to work to sustain Social Security, those hard-earned Social Security benefits that you've worked for every single day. I'm going to sustain them for generations to come. Now look, there's a lot of things on the ballot this fall, but the number one thing is healthcare. Everywhere I go, people are talking about healthcare. Seniors, you are being gouged for prescription prices. We need to make sure, require, that Medicare is negotiating for those prices to bring those prices down, put a couple more bucks in your pocket, and of course save the taxpayers about $500 billion. But whether it's drug prices or our rural hospitals, people are concerned. I want to strengthen and enhance the Affordable Care Act, make sure that we keep those protections for the 1.3 million Iowans who have a pre-existing condition. Make sure that we keep Medicaid expansion so that our rural hospitals can stay open, and so much more. I want to build in a public option too, to make sure everyone is covered. But like a good businesswoman, it will also create competition and drive down those costs. As you can tell, I'm a scrappy farm kid. It's an honor to be in this race. I'm taking every bit of my grit and resolve to ask for every vote because Iowans are independent thinkers and voters across this state. And I am just thrilled to be here and have the chance to introduce myself to you. And I, of course, hope to earn your vote too. Have a wonderful day and be well.